Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Cody Charnell, multifamily real estate broker here in Long Beach. And today we're going to be checking out a 4 unit listing that you may not have seen. Before we get into it, big thanks to Jim Brandon with Matthews Real Estate. He's the listing agent on this property, and he's allowing me to create this video and bring it all to you. So, big thank you to Jim. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, the property address here is 152 West Market. It's 4 units located in North Long Beach. And let's take a look at it on a map so you can get an idea for the area. Okay, so this is the property location. Basically, North Long Beach is everything north of this thin gray line here. That's a railroad track that kind of bisects the neighborhoods. Just south of that, you have really, really nice neighborhoods. You have Virginia Country Club here, the Los Cerritos neighborhood, Bixby Knolls, and Cal Heights. If you go down Atlantic, there's a ton of really nice restaurants, some shopping, and same here on Long Beach Boulevard, lots of doctors' offices and things like that. Once you get into North Long Beach, you're still, really close to all of those amenities, but rents in this neighborhood are much more affordable. So great location. You have easy access to the 710 freeway, the 91, and the 405. And North Long Beach has some great shopping and entertainment as well. One of the streets where you can find a lot of that is Long Beach Boulevard. So really walking distance from this property. You have a brand new coffee shop here called Black Ring Roasters. It's kind of a trendy coffee shop. You also have newer bars like this one and this one. Another thing I like about this property in particular is the street. So not only did they just replace the sidewalks and repave the street, but this street kind of dead ends right into the LA River. And there's no stairway or anything to get to the river. So basically, you don't have much traffic driving down the street from cars, and you don't have much foot traffic coming off the river. So really quiet residential area. And if we look at the property overhead, you can kind of get an idea of what it's like. So 2 structures, 3 units in this front structure, 1 unit in this back structure, and then parking in the rear. And then one thing I forgot to mention about the area is there's actually a few developments happening in North Long Beach. So if we come south a little bit here, this lot you can see right up against the railroad track on Long Beach Boulevard and 49th. This is a townhome development that's breaking ground really soon. This lot here, also on Long Beach Boulevard, is another townhome development where it's actually already complete. So they're starting to sell these off. And then the biggest one of all is over here on Atlantic and Market, right here. So this lot is right across the street from the Michelle Obama Library, but they're going to be building 84 townhomes here and a small commercial space. Here's a rendering of it. This project is called Rhythm, and these are big developers we're talking about. So it's great to see that they see the potential in an area like North Long Beach. Okay, let's take a look now at the listing. All right, so here we have it. So I forgot to mention this, but this is probably one of the biggest selling points of all. So this is 4 units in North Long Beach for under $1 million. So it's really rare to find 4 unit buildings for under $1 million. At 950,000, I think this one is a great, great option for somebody who's either a starter or just looking to expand their investment portfolio. There's 2,433 square feet of living space, and that's split up between 2 different buildings. So you have the 3 units in the front and a standalone house in the back. The lot is 5,427 square feet, and we saw there's parking in the back plus a little bit of yard space for that back unit. So you can either keep it the way it is. Parking is a great amenity to have, and it will help you charge a premium in rent. There's also potential here to add up to 2 freestanding ADUs. So someone could buy this and turn it into a 6-unit property if they wanted to. 1959 construction, and let's scroll down. So this is the unit mix and rents. So in that front building, there's a 2-bed, 1-bath unit currently rented for $1,300. Behind that, there's a 1-bed, 1-bath unit rented for $1,060. And then behind that is another 1-bed, 1-bath unit rented for $1,500. And this This unit rented for 1,500 is the most recent move-in. So that tenant is still on a 1-year lease. And there are some photos of the interior of that one in the listing, which I can share. For market rents, I think there's actually more upside here than the listing leads you to believe. So all 4 of these units, there's a parking space that you can offer, plus there's laundry hookups in all the units. So the things I tell my client, there's really 3 things that you can add that'll make a big difference in rent. And those are parking, laundry, and air conditioning. So these units already have 2 of the 3. So I think you can push these for the 1-bed unit in that front structure. I think you can get $1,695 by doing some upgrades. And in that 2-bed unit in the front, I think 2,000 is pretty close. You might be able to do 2,050 or 2,100 if you do some kind of deluxe renovations to this one. That back house, so this is the back house, also a 1-bed, 1-bath with laundry hookups. And it has an area which could be fenced off to give it sort of a private yard. Because this doesn't have any shared walls, tenants will pay a premium for that type of unit. So for that one, I think you can get closer to $1,795 with a renovated unit. For photos, so here, as I mentioned, this is the unit that was rented most recently. This tenant's paying $1,500 a month right now. So you can see it has nice flooring, pretty basic shell. It does have ceiling fan in the living area. Here's the wall heater. This is the bedroom, so same flooring in the bedroom. A lot of closet space. The kitchen is a bit dated. So if I were to buy this property personally, I would focus on upgrading the kitchen. That's going to help you get a premium in rent. And then on the other side of the refrigerator, up against that back wall, there are laundry hookups. So that's where this is a photo of that. And the bathroom, it is a bit dated looking. You do have some cool vintage tile flooring, which kind of matches this green tub. So if you didn't want to get rid of the tub, you could lean into that sort of vintage character, maybe update this tile surround a little bit, give it a refresher. And I think you can make this bathroom really nice. So that's a little bit about the property. Let's now take a look at the numbers. Okay, so this is my pro forma for the property. If we go to the inputs tab here, you can see kind of how I have the numbers laid out. So we're going to look at this as if you're putting 30% down at an interest rate of 6.75%. So right now, that's an interest rate that someone could get for an investment loan where they're not going to occupy one of the units. That's going to be a 30-year fixed, and you might have to pay points to get the rate down to 6.75, but this is something that is definitely achievable. And then down here, we have the current rents. So this is what we just looked at on the listing, and here's what I was suggesting for market rents. So $1,695 for the two 1-bed units in that front building, $1,795 for the standalone unit, $2,000 for the 2-bed unit. Okay, so the pro forma here automatically calculates price per unit. So you're paying $237 a unit for this property, $380 a foot, and it's going to operate at 16.1 times gross based on current income and 11 times gross based on the market rents. With my estimates for expenses, you're buying it at about a 3.4 cap. And once you increase rents, you're looking at about a 5.8 cap. So a lot of people that are interested in 4-unit property might be more mom and pop investors. So some of these expenses can be maybe backed out to give you a little bit of flexibility in what you might expect for cash flow. Right now, the cash flow has a vacancy expense built in. It also has repairs and maintenance built in of 5% of gross income. And we're also accounting for property management, which is going to be 6% of the gross income. So with all of those expenses, you're going to be negatively cash flowing based on current income. So this really is more of a value add deal. So you don't want to buy it with 30% down and just hold it because it'll be negatively cash flowing. You want to plan going into do something to get those rents up to market price. Once the rents are up at market price, with the vacancy expense, the repairs and maintenance expense, and property management, you'll be cash flowing. You'll be cash flowing about $3,600 a year. But the bigger deal here is the value of the property once rents are increased. So we know that multifamily property, the values are based on how much rent it generates. So at market rents, you'll be making $86,000 a year, and that will equate to a value of about 1.12 million. So back to what I was saying. So a lot of mom and pop investors have some flexibility with these expenses. They like to look at the numbers a couple different ways. So one of the things that I'll do is I'll take out the vacancy expense here, and I'll also delete repairs and maintenance and property management. So we'll presume that someone's going to manage this themselves. So with those expenses taken out, the numbers look a little bit better, at least from cash flow. So we're looking at probably $11,000, $12,000 in negative cash flow when you first buy it. And once you get rents up to market, you could be cash flowing, closer to $15,000 a year. You still have that big bump in equity, and your return on equity looks pretty good. So year one, because you're raising rents, you're at 64% return on equity. This doesn't account for, let's put in a renovation budget. Let's say $25,000 per unit, which I don't think you'll need that much, but let's adjust these. So with a repairs and maintenance budget, a renovation budget of 100 grand, we're still looking really good on return on equity. So you're looking at close to 50% that you're making on your money, which is awesome. So I hope this gives you some good insight into this property. If you're interested in this, feel free to reach out to me directly, and you follow the link in the description. You can get access to all of the financials that we just went through. I'm going to be doing one of these videos per day. So if you have a request for a recent closing or for a property that's for sale, I'd love to put together an analysis video like this for you. Again, my name is Cody Charnell, and remember, invest well, trust Cody Charnell.